Yo, it's your boy Marita, boy, back up in this thing, man. Listen. If y'all watched Out Live earlier, y'all know we did a little deep dive into the Diddy allegations. You know what I'm saying? And I ran across Law and Crime. I see they done picked up the story, and they actually went inside the federal lawsuit that's against Diddy. And uh I felt like, you know, it would be a good thing to do a video on Law and Crimes video, sort of like a reaction to that video if you want to look at it that way. Because that way we'll actually have the facts as to what's being alleged against Diddy. Um and we will have it from lawyers' perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's tea. It's tea. It's, you know, we looking at it. It's rumors. It's gossip. It's a lot of speculation going on around the situation. But when I saw Law and Crime picked up the story, I felt like, you know what I mean. It was a good thing to do a story on that. That way, the people here on this channel, my subscribers, will have some of the facts when it comes to what's inside the lawsuit, what the lawsuit details, what order the lawsuits came, how many lawsuits against Diddy. They saying Diddy got 10 lawsuits against him, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's not just shout out to Chick 1000, aka Chick 1K, shout out Anonymous Ones. And it's not just rumors, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even some of the stuff that we was talking about earlier, I was talking about earlier, you know, it was speculation, it was rumors and this and that there. Well, now we get to see what the allegations are against Diddy, the order the allegations came, and this is a federal lawsuit, bro. And Law and Crime did a pretty good job on it. I ain't gonna lie, this shit is bad. This shit is all bad, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Diddy finna flee the country, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Diddy, you might as well get on your private jet and go on over there where Russell Simmons at and practice some yoga, my nigga. Know what I'm saying? Go on over there and go in one of them third world countries where they don't got no extradition treaty, and just go ahead on and just live out the rest of your days over there, my nigga. Know what I'm saying? That what it looking like it's finna lead to, bro. Because if you continue to stay here in the United States, bro, with all these allegations going up against you, you might find yourself in prison, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I like, I don't even know how much of the stuff to believe and how much not to believe. You know what I mean? I do know this something went down. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I'm saying? For real. And it all started. Well, this is all Diddy's fault, but I'm gonna say it all started when he settled that lawsuit with Cassie. You know what I'm saying? Because when you settle that lawsuit, that opens the floodgates. Either way, it opened the floodgates for false allegations, and it opened the floodgates for other people who you may have done this shit to come out and sue you too. You know what I'm saying? So that leads me to believe that Diddy guilty to the motherfucker. If you ask me to put a bet on this shit, I would say that Diddy guilty to the motherfucker. Now I don't know how much of this shit he guilty of, but he guilty of some motherfucking wrongdoing in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, it's gonna be hard for him to fight these lawsuits because he already done settled with Cassie. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get into it. Law and Crime covered it. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I just felt like, you know what I'm saying? When here on this channel, man, I do stories that I feel I want to do stories on. You know what I mean? Like, I talk about what I want to talk about. You know what I mean? That's what it is here with me. You know what I mean? If it's interesting enough to me, I'll do a story on it. I'll talk about it. Or if y'all hit me up in my DMs and y'all be like, hey, Marito, talk about this, I'll talk about it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I do. If y'all want me to talk about something, I'll talk about it. Or if it's interesting enough to me to talk about it, I'll talk about it. But let me tell y'all something about this Diddy case. I'm noticing that legal people are picking up this case and they're doing content on this, which means to me that this thing gonna be covered by them going forward. So if this thing gets to a point to where some criminal charges being filed or something like that, a lot of these legal platforms gonna be covering this. You got the lead attorney covering this. You got Law and Crime covering this. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got the bloggers with the T sector. I don't know if that is a sector, but I see a lot of the bloggers that do a lot of the rumors and shit like that there. You know, they covering it. So I feel like this shit finna have some legs, and I feel like this gonna be a lot of content going forward. So, I just want to have my people up on some of the facts and things of that nature, especially when I saw Lauren Crime pick it up. When I saw Lauren Crime pick it up, I say, yeah, this thing finna get real dicey for Diddy, and this thing finna be something going forward. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Cat Love. But here we go. We're gonna listen to what Lauren Crime say. And I'm gonna tell you something. I listened to a little bit of this, and Lauren Crime, they've been digging, bro. They've been digging.
Several lawsuits, including a bombshell one dropped by a former producer accusing him of sexual assault and sex trafficking. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. So if you've been on social media recently, or you've been perusing different news sites, you may have seen a lot about P. Diddy and these sexual misconduct allegations. There is a lot there. So we thought, let's break it down for you as to what is actually going on. These are going to be the biggest accusations currently against P. Diddy. So P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, real name Sean Combs, is, of course, a well-known music mogul, founder of Bad Boy Records, an influential producer, the founder of a clothing line, a singer, an actor. Now, you might recall that we previously reported on a huge lawsuit filed against Combs by his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura back on November 16, 2023. At the time, Ventura alleged that Combs physically and sexually abused her, including forcing her into sexual slavery and sex trafficking. And some of the more alarming allegations in that federal lawsuit included Combs allegedly raping Ventura in her home after she tried to leave him, savagely beating her, resulting in bruises and burst lips, forcing her to have sex with prostitutes on video while he watched and masturbated, forced her to carry a gun for him, tried to chase down music producer Suge Knight with a gun. Even she accused him of blowing up rapper Kid Cudi's car because he found out that Cudi was interested in Ventura. Yeah,
damn, Diddy, you're a motherfucker.
She sued him under New York's Adult Survivors Act. That was a law that gave survivors of sexual assault a 1-year window to file lawsuits if their claims were otherwise time barred under the statute of limitations. Now, Ventura had told CBS at the time, quote, "After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships." With the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I have experienced and that I will be recovering from for the rest of my life. Now, just one day after filing this lawsuit in New York federal court, Combs and Ventura agreed to a settlement. Now, as with most settlements, it was confidential. We do not know the terms. Ventura released a statement saying, quote, "I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support." Combs released his own statement saying, quote, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love." Now, Ben Brafman, who is an attorney for Sean Combs, released a statement saying, quote, "Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He's happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura the best." But you have to imagine, in a way, although this came out and these allegations came out, this was a win for Combs in a way, right? Sure, really bad publicity, terrible allegations. When you settle, it doesn't stay in the news. You don't go to trial. These details aren't revealed at a trial or even in pretrial discovery. This isn't like Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, where arguably one of the motivations for Johnny Depp to sue his ex-wife to take it to trial was to make sure all the evidence did come out because he wanted to prove that he did not abuse her and he wanted to rehabilitate his image. This after Heard had alluded that she was a victim of domestic violence at his hands. This with Combs is very different. Definitely want to keep it quiet. But then what happens? Days after settling, Combs is hit with another lawsuit filed in New York. A woman named Joy Dickerson Neal claimed that Combs drugged and sexually assaulted her when she was in college back in 1991. She alleged Combs filmed the rape, shared the video with others as a form of revenge porn. Dickerson Neal claimed this severely affected her mental health and resulted in her leaving college. And like with Ventura, this lawsuit was filed pursuant to New York's Adult Survivors Act. Actually, this was filed in the Manhattan Supreme Court just one day before the window to sue closed. Diddy denied the allegations. In a statement from his spokesperson released to People, it said, quote, "This last-minute lawsuit is an example of how a well-intentioned law can be turned on its head. This Dickerson's 32-year-old story is made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. This is purely a money grab and nothing more." As far as we see, that lawsuit is still pending. But there is something to think about. Could these allegations be true? Yes, absolutely. Could the allegations against Ventura be true? Yes, absolutely. However, one of the reasons that we see celebrities and high-profile people decide to fight these cases and not settle is because they are concerned about the floodgates argument, right? If you settle with one person, you're going to have to settle with all of them. Now, we haven't seen a settlement in this case, but remember, this lawsuit came out after the Ventura settlement. Doesn't take away from the legitimacy of the claims, but just something to think about. But then what happens next, right? A third lawsuit comes out in New York. This time, an unidentified woman claims that Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall raped her 30 years ago. Combs' spokesperson released another statement after this one, saying these are fabricated claims, falsely alleging misconduct from over 30 years ago, and filed at the last minute. This is nothing but a money grab. Because of Mr. Combs' fame and success, he is an easy target for anonymous accusers who lie without conscience or consequence for financial benefit. Goes on to state, quote, "The New York legislature surely did not intend or expect the Adult Survivors Act to be exploited by scammers. The public should be skeptical and not rush to accept these bogus allegations." But then you fast forward to December 2023. Another lawsuit comes out. Another unidentified woman has accused Combs, former Bad Boy Entertainment president Harvey Pierre, and another person of sex trafficking and gang raping her when she was just 17 years old. She said that she was flown from Michigan to New York City, supplied with drugs and alcohol, and then assaulted at Combs' recording studio. The same day of this lawsuit, Combs issued a statement on Instagram saying, quote, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." By the way, little side note about these lawsuits. They may be able to be legally brought, right? But they can still be difficult to prove. When you're talking about the age of these claims, witnesses' memories fade, evidence gets stale. It's not impossible to prove the case, but it can be difficult. And I say that because remember, you can have a witness and a victim testify or survivor testify. That could be sufficient in order to prove the claim. Maybe you have a few corroborating witnesses. That could be it. This isn't a criminal trial, by the way. The standard of proof in a civil case is much lower. Look at the E. Jean Carroll case against Donald Trump. And from an optics point of view, this arguably has hurt Sean Combs. I mean, he stepped down from his position as chairman of Revolt TV, the media company he had founded. He's now on the defensive. But that is not the end of the story. No, 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 no. It is just the beginning. Because now producer Rodney Little Rod Jones has filed a massive, reportedly $30 million federal lawsuit against Combs and others, alleging sexual assault, harassment, and an illicit criminal enterprise. This lawsuit by Jones is 75 pages. It lists out 15 separate causes of action, and we're going to go through them. But this lawsuit is against Combs, his son Justin Combs, various associates, and entities like Chalice Recording Studios, Love Records, Motown Records, Combs Global Enterprises, and Universal Music Group. So the complaint starts off by explaining that Jones produced 9 songs for Combs on his Love album and actually lived with Sean Combs for a period of time. And how, quote, "Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer on the Love album. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. On several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones's cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Now, Jones says that those videos show drugs like ecstasy and cocaine, the displaying of unregistered firearms, Combs spiking drinks for minors and sex workers, Combs' son Christian drugging and sexually assaulting a woman, and even a famous actor sexually harassing and assaulting Jones. Now, Jones alleged numerous events in these papers.
Now I'm gonna say this, right? Diddy a fucking animal, dog. Like he's an animal, bro. He's definitely a narcissist. He definitely displays narcissistic personality disorder. Um, but if you pay attention, the lawsuit claims that even his son was involved in this. So that means not only were you doing this type of stuff, you your son is doing them too, which means you done taught him this type of behavior. You know what I'm saying? You done even influenced him, you know what I'm saying, to behave this way. And he got that little monster inside as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you pay attention to a lot of these particulars of these lawsuits, now I'm not saying I believe everything that's inside these lawsuits. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely it's about money because they no criminal charge. They ain't bringing criminal charges. You know what I'm saying? This is about money now. But I don't know if that it's up to you. Y'all can have your own opinion on that, whether that affects the validity, in your opinion, of the lawsuit, whether it's a money grab or not, because they're not filing criminal charges against Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's up to y'all. I don't want to cast aspersions uh, degrade the validity of these claims because these people haven't filed criminal charges. I'm gonna just say they out for money. You know what I'm saying? They definitely out for money and they want to be compensated for the things that they went through when they was in Diddy's company. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this, with all of this stuff that they alleging, with all these different people, man, Diddy, you did something, bro. Like, you see here talk about none of these claims are true. That's what you're supposed to say, I guess. But I'm just saying, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, when these people come out and say all of these type of things, where there's smoke, there's fire, bro. Like, you said it with Cassie one day after she filed the lawsuit, bro. Like, one fucking day. You didn't fight it. You even tried to. You went on and gave that girl that big money and got the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times these people do settle lawsuits because it costs more money to actually fight the lawsuit, and they end up paying out that money in lawyer fees. So they be like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go on and settle. But you settled with her one day after she filed the lawsuit. So it definitely would make one believe that what she said was true, at least some of it. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, that gave other people the window to come out, whether some of them are falsely accusing you or whether some of them are telling the truth. I'm gonna say this though. All it takes, that's why you have to stand up for what's right. You know what I'm saying? And just think about this. Cassie stood up. You know what I'm saying? She stood up. She stood up at some point. She stood up. The time frame, hey man, that's on y'all. As far as like y'all could be like, why she didn't stand up sooner or whatever. Who knows what this woman was going through is why she didn't stand up. But she did stand up. And when she stood up, it gave other people, right or wrong, it gave other people the courage to come out and talk about what had transpired with them and Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Bro, these claims are a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could see one claim, I could see two, but when you look at all of these people that's coming all out the woodworks and these things they're saying, and this dude Lil Rod say he got video. You know what I mean? He said he got video. This is a federal lawsuit here. You hear what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I would tend to believe that where there's smoke, there's fire, man. And another thing, bro, listen, man. Hey man, do what you want to do. I ain't judging nobody as far as like as long as it's consensual and it's with people that you know is into what you into. Do your thing. You grown. Do your thing. Whether you're part of the LGBTQ community or whether you like to have relations with different people or different or win two women or whatever, two men, whatever you like to do, that's your business. I ain't judging y'all on that. You know what I mean? It's a free country, it's a free world. But what I'm saying is this: uh, just know that if you motherfucking forcing people, drugging people, and you don't let this shit get out of hand, it's gonna be consequences to this shit, dog. And it's consequences looking like for Diddy. This man that lost millions of dollars, endorsements, had stepped down as the chairman of Revolt, a company that he started. You know what I mean? A lot of people done disassociated themselves with him. Diddy, that shit crazy. And not only that, like, it just be, one thing that just baffles me in the whole situation is that Diddy has rumors of being liking men. And it just like boggles my mind that these women would actually be in a relationship with him knowing that he likes men as well. Like that shit just, you know what I mean? I ain't judging. Do y'all thing. But I'm just saying, like, wow, you know? Like, wow. Wow. Wow, that shit is fucking crazy. Queasy. I thought women, you know, if a guy like guys, I thought the women would be like, nah. But I see now some women is cool with dealing with guys who like guys. That shit crazy though. That shit is fucking crazy.
For example, Jones, who identifies as a heterosexual Christian man, claims that Combs repeatedly and intentionally groped his private parts without his consent. That this happened in LA, New York, Florida, the Virgin Islands, and that Combs also continually forced Jones to be in his presence while he was naked and showered. So, with that, Jones is suing Combs for a claim of sexual assault and harassment. Jones says that this resulted in severe emotional distress and anxiety. And as we go through some of these claims, keep in mind what he alleged that he suffered as a result of Combs' action. This is the injury or harm element that you need for the purposes of damages. What happened to you? What did you suffer? Meaning, what could Jones recover? Let's keep that in mind. But Jones claims that Combs attempted to groom him into homosexual sex. And one of the ways that Jones says Combs tried to do that was by using producer Stephen Aaron Jordan, who Jones apparently looked up to. Combs allegedly showed Jones a video of Jordan engaging in a sex act with another man as a way to, quote, ease his anxiety concerning homosexuality. And included in this complaint are alleged screenshots of that purported video. By the way, Jones alleges that Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his various homes and that he has secret recordings of celebrities and associates, this compromising footage of every person that has attended his parties, which, by the way, from a legal point of view.
Listen, I believe, now listen, now I'm going to tell y'all something. I believe that now I don't have no proof of that, but it just, my mind says that with all these people going to these Diddy parties and these Diddy freakouts, and we've been heard about these Diddy parties. We've been heard about these Diddy parties. Jamie Foxx and all these people been talking about these Diddy parties over the years. I believe, and I heard a rumor that Diddy said that if he going down, everybody going down. If they want to act like they don't want to associate with him, because Jay-Z don't want to associate with Diddy at this point either. If they don't want to associate themselves with him, he taking everybody down. It's bigger than Nino Brown. It's bigger than Nino Brown. And if you pay attention, listen, we're gonna keep our ears to the streets, and we're gonna see if more allegations come out about different celebrities as the months go on. And this may be the revenge of Diddy leaking out certain secrets of certain celebrities involving in those freak-offs or Diddy parties. You know what I'm saying? Listen, that is not far-fetched to me. I believe that shit for real. You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, first of all, he like to see that type of shit. Why wouldn't he have? Listen, first of all, I done been in mansions before. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple associates that play NBA ball and things of that nature, and I done actually been to certain gatherings and parties and shit, and they have cameras in their house, bro. Like celebrities have cameras in their house. Like I went to one NBA basketball dude house. I ain't gonna say his name. And when you go in his front room, he got like this big ass TV, and the TV kind of like got sections, and it's all little videos of each room. So that let you know he got a camera in each room. And he got that bitch right there in the front room. It's right there. As soon as you walk in, pretty much letting everybody know, bitch, if you steal something out of here, I got you. So don't even try to steal nothing, because I got you. It's right here. And for everybody to see, it's in the front fucking room, right there for everybody to see. So when I saw that, I understood that a lot of these people do have motherfucking cameras in their motherfucking house. So I believe that Diddy definitely got these people recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's leverage, blackmail. You know what I'm saying? That listen, if you're gonna come here, you're gonna be involved in what we involved in. I got to have some on you. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that you ain't gonna go out here and run your motherfucking mouth. And if you, and how I'm gonna make sure that you don't go out here and run your motherfucking mouth, you finna be on camera too, motherfucker. We on camera and you on motherfucking camera. So that lets you know that we all in this shit together. I can't tell on you, you can't tell on me. I think that definitely is plausible that Diddy got these videos of these people engaging in these motherfucking sex acts. And I ain't gonna even tell you no lie. I goddamn sure want to see this video. I want to see if you got Beyonce in that motherfucker. I want to see if you got Riri in that motherfucker. Me personally, I goddamn sure want to see. So I hope Diddy get mad and start leaking these tapes through media outlets of these people, these celebrities doing this strange things. You know what I'm saying? In these Diddy parties. I'm telling you now, straight up.
A violation of civil privacy laws and criminal privacy laws, perhaps even
Salute the E.
revenge porn type statutes. Anyway, continuing on with this alleged grooming campaign, Combs even allegedly admitted that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with, quote, an unidentified Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, as well as, quote, an R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl. Now, there are those who have speculated online that that Philly rapper is Meek Mill, and the R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl could be Usher. On Twitter, X, Meek Mill posted on his account, quote, one love to the gay people, but then talked about in graphic detail how he much prefers or loves a certain part of the female anatomy. He wrote, quote, every black blog site enhanced that post to make me seem gay. I change laws for our people. I donate millions. They are designed to destroy the image of black leaders. It can't work with me, though. You got to really kill me, and I still will get bigger after death. This God, not me. LOL. Now, one of the people to jump into the mix online was actually social media influencer and former kickboxer Andrew Tate. As you know, we covered Tate's legal troubles in Romania before here on Sidebar, as he's facing charges of rape, sex trafficking, and sexual exploitation. But Tate posted the question on Twitter, quote, so P. Diddy was having sex with Meek Mill and Usher? Responded, was you sex trafficking women? TF wrong with you, Brody. Tate responded, I only asked a question because everyone is saying it happened. It's true or not. As for Usher, as far as we could see, he didn't respond to any of the assertions in this lawsuit. And you could argue, why should he, as he's not directly mentioned by name or implicated? But something that has created a bit of buzz online is an interview that Usher did years back on the Howard Stern show, where he talked about living with Sean Combs as a teenager as part of P. Diddy's, it's called Puffy's Flavor Camp. He said, quote, I got a chance to see some things. I went there to see the lifestyle and I saw it. It was pretty wild. It was crazy. They called me Baby Boo. He went on to say he wasn't disciplinary. He was letting me be a young man. And, quote, I will always look at him like a brother.
That
When he was
shit crazy.
asked if he would send his children to the camp, he responded, quote, hell no. Quick note, by the way, another high-profile celebrity jumped into the mix as well with all of this Diddy controversy going on, and that's comedian Cat Williams. You might have heard about this.
Go ahead,
Because in an
Cat.
interview with Vlad TV recently, he said he had attended one of Diddy's parties where he found out it was just men there. He
What?
claimed that Diddy had tried to stop him from leaving, making strange, suggestive comments, even threatening and harassing him at one point.
What?
Williams had gone on to say, quote, I am not gay, and I am not going to sleep with you.
What?
Okay, but moving forward in the lawsuit.
Hold on, y'all.
that on
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Thanksgiving Day
Hold on, goddamn. See, I ain't know Cat Williams said all this. I ain't seen this part of the law and crime video on Diddy. So hold on. We know, goddamn it, Cat Williams be telling the truth, dog. You know what I mean? Like Cat Williams be telling the truth, goddamn it. Goddamn it. You know what I mean? Like, hold on now. Goddamn it. Cat, shout out to Cat. Cat told that motherfucker straight up, I am not gay and I'm not gonna sleep with you. Damn. Listen, bro. Hey, bro. At this point, Diddy did all that shit, dog. God damn it. Hey, this is my opinion. This is my platform. God damn it. I don't give a fuck what they say. Diddy did all that shit there, dog. Listen, Diddy. At this point, listen. You motherfucking might as well just come on out, my nigga. Straight up, cuz. Like, bro, like, you hell, dog. For real, Diddy. You, bitch. It's a special kind of hell for a motherfucker like you, dog. And I'm gonna say this too, dog. Let's rewind here for a second, dog. I'm old enough to remember when Diddy first popped on the music scene, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm old enough to remember when Diddy was going through it with Tupac and Suge Knight and all of that shit there, bro. And I'm gonna say this, bro. We always felt like Diddy was a little zesty, bro. Like, let that be real, dog. We always felt like Diddy was this zesty. How he used to be dancing. That was Suge Knight. We're talking about, you don't got to worry about your producer. All in the videos. Y'all remember how Diddy used to dance? Biggie will be rapping some of the gangsters, hardest bars ever, and Diddy will just come through skipping. Diddy will come through skipping on the motherfucking tell all about the Benjamins, baby. Tell me about the Benjamins. But like, Diddy just come through skipping. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything, all that shit there. Bro, listen, we already had the feeling that Diddy was zesty, bro. You know, we just didn't know for sure, but the mannerisms, the clothes, the way he used to do and move, we felt like Diddy was fucking zesty. Now the shit coming to fruition, bro. It was right in front of our fucking face. We thought it, but we didn't have no proof to nail it down. And now it's coming out 30 years later that this dude is a fucking monster. Puffy P. Diddy. What the fuck kind of name is that? He even had a zesty name. Puffy P. Diddy. Take that, take that, take that. And if you pay attention, he got a bunch of the motherfuckers around him. Bro, listen, let me tell y'all something. I didn't know the shit about Stevie J, dog. I didn't know the shit about Stevie. What Josh would say, Stevie. I didn't know the shit about Stevie J. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Just peep the crew now. You got Biggie. I mean, you got Puffy. You got Faith done end up going with Stevie J. You got Stevie J. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna some other little allegations, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say the rappers' names, I'm gonna leave it alone. But it's other rap allegations about rappers who was on his roster. You know what I'm saying? And as we see, Puffy got a lot of other allegations with the producers. They say he had goddamn who that was, Keith Sweat, baby mama in there. They say Kim Porter was swingers. Shout out to Gene Deal. Gene Deal been saying this shit for a long time, y'all. Gene Deal been saying this shit for a long time, bro. For real, for real. Know what I'm saying? Gene Deal been saying this shit for a long time, bro. Shout out to Gene Deal. You know what I'm saying? But take it how you want it. You know what I mean? You might feel like Gene Deal should have did something about some of this shit. But regardless of what, he has been sounding alarm about P. Diddy for years. Goddamn Art of the Dialogue that had Gene Deal on that motherfucker 30 times, goddamn it. Gene Deal been on Art of the Dialogue for 20 years telling us the stories of Diddy. And now this shit done came out and he validated. It's done validated a lot of the stuff that Gene Deal said. Gene Deal said Diddy went and bought butt plugs. He said Ja Rule and Diddy was in there. Bro, this shit is crazy, dog. Bro, it's to the point that a lot of the people that was been surrounding Diddy or been close to Diddy, Farnsworth, Bentley. Think about this. Diddy had Farnsworth, Bentley with him. We thought that shit was zesty. When we saw Farnsworth, Bentley jumping around, twirling the motherfucking umbrella. Back then, we was like, this nigga zesty than a motherfucker. But then you part of you be like, this nigga zesty. But then part of you be like, maybe it's just an act. Maybe it's just a character. But why would a grown man act like that? You know what I'm saying? And now it's coming to motherfucking, it's coming to light. It was what we thought it was. This nigga is a Fonzanoon. He farts in the tub and he bites the bubbles. Not only that, he's a gangster thug. Before Young Thug, it was Diddy. Diddy blow up motherfuckers' cars. Diddy motherfucking hang Wale over the balcony. Know what I'm talking about? Like, Diddy is the real big red. Like, he was the first original gangster sissy. Diddy is the first original gangster sissy, y'all. I'm telling you. Know what I'm saying?
Combs offered Jones cocaine, and then rapper Young Miami, her female cousin or assistant, identified as Jane Doe 1, tried to sexually assault Jones, including in front of Combs. And Jones, in fact, again, attached screenshots from a video of Combs, Jones, Young Miami, and Jane Doe 1 on that day. Now, this makes up the fourth listed cause of action in the lawsuit. He is suing Jane Doe 1 for sexual assault. Jones says that her actions were willful and malicious and frightened him. He's also suing her for both negligent and intentional infliction of emotional distress. By the way, he also ends up suing Combs for negligent and intentional infliction of emotional distress for a lot of this behavior that he says is extreme and outrageous. But speaking of which, Jones is also suing Combs too for this same alleged assault by Jane Doe 1 under a premises liability theory. Basically, Jones is arguing that Combs is responsible because this alleged assault happened on Combs's property. He saw this happen, that he had a duty as the owner of the property to protect Jones from harm. That's actually a common theme we see in personal injury cases. If something happens to your guests on your property, your business, your home, you could be legally responsible. Then there is the Cuba Gooding Jr. incident. Oh, yeah. Jones claims he believes Combs was grooming Jones to pass him off to his friends. Combs' yacht. Combs suggested that the actor, quote, get to know Jones, left them alone, and then Cuba Gooding Jr. allegedly touched, groped, and fondled Mr. Jones.
Hey, I want to stop this real quick here, right? Listen, the devil's in the details, right? He said, this is Lil Rod. Look at the name, Lil Rod. He said that, Lil Rod said that Diddy was grooming him, and he feel like Diddy tried to pass him off to Cuba Gooding Jr. Now, let's just unpack this shit here for a second here, dog. This shit, listen, let me tell y'all something right here. Lil Rod, I know you filed this lawsuit. You saying that Diddy came into a certain kind of way, but you saying that nothing, you know what I mean? You know, y'all ain't do nothing, but it was just a lot of him fondling you and and touching your booty hole and all of this shit. That's what he said, y'all. That's what he said. But you saying that this man attempted to pass you off to Cuba Gooding Jr. What that sound like, y'all? God damn it, I gotta get me a soundboard. Because God damn it, I need me a soundboard because I would have hit me some sounds in this motherfucker. What that town sound, yup, Eve too. Eve, you right. Hey, look, what that sound like? You saying this man tried to pass you off? You a grown motherfucking man. What are you talking about? That sounds like Diddy done already tampered with you and he done tasted the fruits and he telling Cuba Gooding Jr., yeah, this the one right here. This the, you know how I say, this the one, daddy. This the one right here, daddy. This him, daddy. You know what I'm saying? Get to know him, daddy. That let you know that Diddy done already did what he done had to do with you and he passed you off to his homeboys. Know what I'm saying? I'm telling you that what that say. You saying that man tried to pass you off. You said this, motherfucker, in your lawsuit. You saying that this man tried to pass you off to motherfucking Cuba Gooding Jr. That lets you know that Diddy and Cuba Jr. on the same shit. They on the same bullshit. And Diddy already done had his way with you. And he's saying, yeah, you'll have fun with him. Boy, God. Damn. Listen, I'm going to say this, y'all. I don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community. Straight up. I got a lot of people in my family that's that way. And I love them to death. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bragging on them or nothing. I'm just saying this shit right here is criminal, though. You know what I'm saying? If Diddy would have been a regular gay man or bisexual man and he had done embrace that shit, came out with that shit, and that's how he is, and everybody know how he is, I ain't got no problem with it, especially as long as he ain't assaulting nobody or doing nothing with no underage people or no shit like that or forcing nobody to do nothing. I don't have a problem with that. That's your motherfucking business. It's people out here that like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we talk about the criminal aspect of it. We talk about the predatory aspect of the shit. We talking about the aspects of this shit that's getting making you have victims. You having victims from this shit. That's a fucking problem right there, player. You know what I'm saying? That's a fucking problem right there. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Me personally, if I would have been in the music industry and Diddy would have came at me with that bullshit, I would have buzzed Diddy in his motherfucking mouth. I ain't gonna even tell you no motherfucking lie. I don't give a fuck about no money. I don't give a fuck about no rap career. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Bro, I'm a motherfucking man at the beginning, at the motherfucking end of the motherfucking day. And I ain't with that fuck shit, player. I would have beat Diddy ass in that bitch or tried to. You feel what I'm saying? And I probably would have been blackballed, kicked out of the motherfucking industry or whatever. That's cool with me. That's fine with me because I would have had my motherfucking dignity and motherfucking tact. It's some shit that you motherfucking supposed to not, you supposed to have some motherfucking morals, some values about your motherfucking self. Now, if you down with that shit, hey, have at it. Go on in there. Go on to that motherfucking dome number 3 with Diddy and the motherfucking music executives in that motherfucker with the baby oil and shit. Go on through that motherfucking door and get your motherfucking shit fucked up in there if that's what you want. Know what I'm saying? But I'm like Cat motherfucking Williams. I would have went to Diddy motherfucking party and turned the motherfucking round. You got me fucked up. Hell no. Hell motherfucking no. Hell motherfucking no. Straight up. I would have cussed him out in that bitch. Let me tell you something. Me right now, Marita, I don't got no money, y'all. I ain't rich. What for fuck? Diddy I'll fuck Diddy up now about that bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? And go right back to my nice little apartment and my little job and be cool with that. See, a lot of times these be people that they be wanting to make it so goddamn bad till they'll do anything to make it and all of that shit. They'll let somebody do shit to them because they want the money and the fame. Man, fuck all that shit, man. Fuck that money, fuck that fame, fuck all that shit there. If you losing yourself in the process, man, you crazy as fuck. Look at Cuba Gooding, how he got his hand around that motherfucking man. Get your motherfucking hand off that man, boy. And I'm going to tell y'all another thing about motherfucking Cuba Gooding Jr. Y'all remember he took the picture with the motherfucking KFC bucket on the turned upside down on his head? Let me tell y'all something. They say Cuba Gooding Jr. is definitely a Fonzanoon. He farts in the tub and he bites the bubbles. Bro, they say goddamn Cuba Gooding Jr. will take his clothes off in the middle of a party. They say he is wild than a motherfucker. They say he known for doing this shit. They say anywhere Cuba Gooding Jr. go, if he gets some alcohol in it, he taking his clothes off. I'm talking about bucket naked. They say everybody in the industry know this about Cuba Gooding Jr. He will strip down naked faster than a motherfucking Thanksgiving turkey. I'm telling y'all this shit here, right? I'm telling you now. And look, let me tell you back, like shout out to Shelby. She said Meek Mill's laying in the pool. Straight up. Let's talk about this shit too. Meek Mill. It's just far-fetched for me to believe that just Lil Rod just gonna just throw you in this shit without some type of validity to it. Cause that was random than a motherfucker for him to just come out and say, oh yeah, Meek Mill. What? What the fuck Meek Mill? How the fuck he come? Out of all people, Meek Mill, they pick your motherfucking ass. Oh yeah, you with the shits too, bro. And I don't know if Nicki just trolling. She could be because Meek, you know what I'm saying, allegedly was abusing her, putting his hands on her. That's what they say. So I could see Nicki like throwing a little dirt on his grave and being like, yeah, he's zesty. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, Meek ain't even come out and deny the allegations. That'd have been the first motherfucking thing I would have motherfucking said. You feel what I'm saying? He gonna come out and say, oh, yeah, when I have a girl, man, I be fucking her 2 times a day. Fuck, nigga, that shit sound like you trying to prove to us that you ain't motherfucking gay. You know what I'm saying? Or bi, or whatever it is you is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You made it worse. You know what I'm talking about? Trying to make it like they trying to slander you and all this type of shit. Like this. None of Meek Mill's excuses for them saying that Diddy and him had something going on make it seem like he ain't had nothing going on. Everything Meek Mill came out and said make it look worse. I ain't gonna even tell you no lie. I ain't never even look at Meek like that. I ain't never think nothing like that of Meek until Lil Rod said what he said. But when you look back at the photos, when you look back at Meek dancing with the white executives, when you look at Meek wearing matching outfits with Diddy, man, shit. Look at Cuba Gooding Jr. You know what Cuba Gooding Jr. telling me right here? Hey, yeah, man, Diddy told me that You like to take that, take that, take that, take that. How about we go into this room and
allegedly push him away. Again, there are screenshots of not only Combs and Gooding Jr. together allegedly on that yacht, but also Gooding Jr. and Jones, where you can see his arm around the producer and sitting right next to him. Jones appears to be smiling. One of the causes of
Jones with
action
the
is
shit
against
too.
Combs, again, for premises liability, because Jones claims Gooding Jr. sexually assaulted and harassed him on Combs's yacht.
No.
In the lawsuit, Jones brings up another event. This is a shooting that happened at Chalice Recording Studios in LA, where after a heated fight between Combs, his son Justin, and Justin's friend identified as G, gunshots rang out. G was lying on the ground with blood coming out of his hip leg area. Jones claims that Combs allegedly told his team to tell police that he had nothing to do with this. And then Jones, in the lawsuit, provided screenshots of the bloodstained bathroom where he claims G was shot by either Combs or his son. And he claims he still has the clothing that you could test for DNA. Now, one of the claims or causes of action in this lawsuit is against Combs and his son Justin under California's bystander negligent infliction of emotional distress. This is the idea here is that this shooting of G traumatized Jones and that has caused him to suffer PTSD and depression. And then there is another cause of action against the various entities like Universal Music Group and Motown Records for this shooting, again, under a premises liability theory that they failed in their duty to provide adequate security at Chalice Studios. The shooting could have been prevented. Talking complicated lawsuits, let me just take a minute to thank a team that really knows about the law. Attorney Tom and Associates. They're a great sponsor of this episode of Sidebar. Look.
Hey, I want to say this too. Y'all remember when Puffy's son was dating Lori Harvey? Y'all remember that, right? Right after that, who y'all saw Lori Harvey go with? Puffy. They were tossing her ass up too. They were tossing her ass up too. Hell yeah, they were tossing her ass up too. Bro, the industry is a dark, evil place, bro. And we've been heard the stories, but you know, nowadays that shit coming out, bro. In the internet age, social media age, the Me Too movement, all that shit coming out, bro. That shit coming out. Russell Simmons, all of these executives, goddamn Puffy, all of them. They, bro, that's what they do, bro. Bro, just imagine if you a multi-millionaire, you a record executive, and you got this young woman coming in and she want to make it big in the industry. And she come to you and you like, yeah, I'll sign you. Yeah. But you got to jump on this dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some women willingly take that deal. If y'all willing to take that deal, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Knowing what you're getting into if you make a conscious decision. But I'm just talking about if you being groomed or forced or drugged or coerced or manipulated to do this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Or either the young men. You know, it's a lot of the parents that's putting these young boys in this situation. Usher mama allowed him to go stay with Puffy as a teenager for a fucking year. What? Man, I ain't letting my son or daughter go stay with nobody. Let me tell y'all something. My children can't even spend the night over nobody's house. Never could, never would. None of my children. None of them. If y'all gonna have some little sleepovers, y'all gonna have them bitches here. And I'm gonna tell you another motherfucking thing. It don't just be grown people neither. It be kids too. Kids be assaulting other kids. And it be the same sex kids. Little girls do shit to little girls. Little boys do shit to little boys. You got to be cognizant of all that shit when you motherfucking have children, bro. And these type of people put themselves in positions to be around kids. They be school teachers, guidance counselors, coaches, mentors, all that type of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. I'm telling you. And with some reader, they said Kevon pulled a pistol on Diddy when he tried that shit with him. I think I heard about that. I think I thought it was a rumor, but I think I heard some about that. Yeah, they tried again. I'm tired of you, bro. Bro, they try everybody when they come through the door. They try you when you come through the door. And think about this. You from humble beginners, you trying to make it, and you feel like these people hold the key to your success. And if you don't go along with the flow, then that door gonna be closed. And they goddamn sort of close that door on you too. If you don't go along with it, if you don't go in that room and let them take that. Yeah, man, hell no, bro. This makes me feel Charleston White more and more. Fuck that. I ain't taking the deal. I ain't biting the apple. I ain't taking the honey bun. I don't need no motherfucking favors. None of that motherfucking shit. Hell no.
If you find yourself in a position where you need a lawyer, finding Tom and his team, you're not just hot. Also talks about an event from this past summer, July 2nd, 2023, out in California. He claims that Combs had a party with underage girls and sex workers at his home. Son and an unidentified R&B artist were there. In this complaint are screenshots of a video taken of this party where it allegedly shows Combs either kissing or dancing almost face to face with a purported underage girl. And the thing about the screenshots from these videos too, let me just talk about it. Jones usually claims in the suit that the writer is in possession of the video and this can be provided to court. We don't know exactly at this point what the videos do or do not show or the context or what they can prove, but the screenshots in and of themselves are important to establish what we call in the law a prima facie case, meaning at first sight or first impression, the evidence is sufficient to support the claims. Now, moving forward, Jones argues that he was working for Sean Combs under an implied work for hire agreement. Work for hire is when you're paid to create something for somebody else. You don't own the rights to what you create. In this case, Combs would own the rights to the songs that were produced by Jones. But Jones says he wasn't paid for the songs he produced, even though he says Combs and the defendants benefited from his work product. He says he was only offered $29,000 for all of his work over the course of 13 months. And talking about his job duties during this time that Jones was working with Combs, he states that he was, quote, forced to solicit sex workers and perform sex acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs.
Hold on.
About February 2nd, 2023, Mr. Jones believes Mr. Combs drugged him. Mr. Jones was naked, dizzy, confused. He was in bed with two sex workers and Mr. Combs. He also recalls aimlessly wandering around the house with no clothes on. Quote, as part of Mr. Jones' sex worker recruitment tools, Mr. Combs provided Mr. Jones with an exclusive bad boy baseball cap to wear it to Booby Trap on the River, that's a strip club, as a signal to any sex worker he approached that Mr. Combs was in town and had sent Mr. Jones to recruit them. And you might be saying, well, what happens if Jones refused to do any of this?
Hold on, man. He say he believed Puffy drugged him. He woke up naked in a bed with Puffy and two sex workers. He wandered aimlessly around the house. Come on, man. Listen, let me tell y'all something, Lil Rod. Listen, Lil Rod. Listen, I understand, you know, he might have did some things to you that you didn't want done to you, my nigga. But at the same time, bro, you need to just come on out and tell us, hey, man, you gay, bro. Or either you done indulged in some of these motherfucking lambatas, the forbidden dance. Know what I'm saying? Because, bitch, we ain't slow. This the internet. You did some of this shit, bro. Like, let me tell y'all something. Puffy would have been a dead man. I'm going to be honest, 100% honest with you. If, let's just say, if that shit would have happened to me, let's just say he really did drug him. I don't know about how much they drugged him, but let's just say he really did drug him. When you woke up in a bed with a naked man and two sex workers naked, you supposed to politely went inside that motherfucking kitchen, got you the biggest motherfucking butcher knife, and stabbed the fuck out of Puffy in that bitch. I'm for real. Like, fuck it. You supposed to stab that motherfucking nigga, man. I'm telling you, Puffy would have been no longer. He would have been every step I take. He would have been right up there with motherfucking Biggie. He would have been flying around with baby wings all day. He would have been playing that little bitty ass harp, singing all day. I'm telling you, fucking with me. Like, what the fuck? Like, hold on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, Lil Rod, listen, bro. Like, you're making us look at your side eye, bro, because, you know what I mean? I want to believe you because we heard the real shit that Puffy be doing, but at the same time, gang, you leaving some shit out, dog, and you playing us like you think we slow, dog. We ain't motherfucking slow here. You just ain't waking up. Like, okay, so What you did, just put your clothes back on and just went back to making songs in that bitch for Puffy? You say he tried to pass you to Cuba Gooding Jr., KLC bucket hat man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we know what the fuck went on in there. Listen, bro. Stop the bullshit, dog. Hey, man, if you gay, bro, that's your prerogative, bro. If it's a money grab, that's your prerogative. But at the same time, bro, you leaving some of the parts of the story out, bro. And we ain't no motherfucking fools here.
Jones claims that Combs would use his power and influence to threaten and intimidate Jones. Quote, Mr. Combs would often switch up his approach. He would go from promising Mr. Jones the world to threatening Mr. Jones with physical harm. Mr. Combs threatened to eat Mr. Jones's face and inform Mr. Jones that he is willing to kill his mother, Janice Combs, if he must, in order to get what he wants, so he wouldn't think twice to harm Mr. Jones.
Damn.
Claims that he was also told Combs' head of security, Fahim Muhammad, had...
Damn, Puffy just crazy about that boy booty, ain't it? Boy, I'm talking about he'll kill about that boy booty. Yeah, damn, Puffy a fucking animal, dog. Man, lock this nigga ass up, dog. God damn, dog. Damn, bro. This man is a fucking real menace to society. Why Tupac had to die? God damn it, Tupac could have stopped this shit. Damn, Tupac could have stopped this shit. Damn.
Power to make people disappear. Keeping up with that theme of instilling fear, Jones said that Combs would show off his guns, that he would brag about shooting people, that he confessed that he was responsible for that infamous 1999 shooting outside of a New York City nightclub.
Yeah, and that lady came out and that lady said that Puffy is the one who shot her. That lady who got shot in that nightclub, the one with Shine took the fall for the shooting in the nightclub. The lady came out at right after it happened and said Puffy was the one who shot her. Shine just took the fall for it. You know what I mean? Bro, listen, this dude got so much stuff peppered in this lawsuit till Puffy gonna have to settle this lawsuit, because whereas Little Rod may be leaving some stuff out, and where Little Rod may be lying or exaggerating on some stuff, some of this stuff in here definitely seems to be true. And in my opinion, bruh, this shit all bad, dog.
Jones, Combs had told him that J-Lo, who Combs had been dating at the time, she was the one who carried the gun into the club for him, passed the gun to him when he got into that altercation outside the club when shots were fired and 3 people were injured. Jones claims that Combs admitted he forced his artist at the time, Shine, to be the fall guy, to take the blame for the shooting. He was sentenced for 10 years in prison, by the way. Now, Jones claims that with all of this, he was terrified. He was terrified, and we're going to get into why that is important in just a bit. But Jones makes a comparison in this lawsuit to, of all people, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, he claims that defendant Christina Coram, Combs' chief of staff, is like Ghislaine Maxwell, the former associate or madam of Epstein, who was convicted of her own sex trafficking-related charges, serving a 20-year prison sentence. For instance, when Jones went to Coram to report Combs, she allegedly said, quote, you know, Sean will be Sean. And Jones said that Coram made sure her assistants kept Combs high. She made sure that all the employees would readily carry around drugs for Combs whenever he wanted them. And that included forcing Jones to carry a drug pouch. She also made sure to procure sex workers for Combs. Basically says that she was instrumental in this RICO or criminal enterprise of illicit drugs, guns, sex acts, including facilitating freak-offs, which we had heard of in the Cassie Ventura lawsuit. These are sexual episodes directed by Combs. But now let's talk about, real quickly, some of the more remaining causes of action or claims in this lawsuit. I mentioned there were 15. We've already gone over a bunch of them. But Jones alleges that Combs, his son, various associates, and companies like Motown, Combs Global, Love Records, UMG, they all engaged in illegal racketeering enterprise in violation of the federal RICO statute. And that statute provides someone who is injured a right to sue. Jones argues these companies are liable for the actions of Combs, his son, Coram, because they were all employees or agents of these entities acting on their behalf, that these entities should have been monitoring or warning or supervising what they were allegedly doing. Big thing here is that they were all part of a criminal enterprise, namely making money by forcing and threatening people like Jones to transport drugs and guns, soliciting minors and sex workers, making music without properly paying them. The common purpose of this enterprise is, quote, to enrich themselves financially and sexually at the expense of producers and musicians like Jones. And they claim that Jones was promised cash payments, Grammy awards, access to future projects, access to famous celebrities, and that the defendants profited from this enterprise, and that plaintiff Jones suffered because the enterprise diminished his finances. And Jones argues that this criminal enterprise engaged in mail and wire fraud to carry out this scheme. Now, there is another cause of action under the Trafficking and Victims Protection Act, or TVPA. This is a major law that was instituted to fight against domestic and international human slavery. It alleged that Combs and his associates participated in and furthered a sex trafficking venture by forcing and threatening people like Jones and minors to engage in commercial sex acts. The defendants were hiding money. They weren't paying taxes. This was all a dangerous criminal enterprise. And he also alleges that UMG and Motown and these entities, that they aided and abetted and induced the sex trafficking venture. They violated the law. They benefited from it financially. They obstructed enforcement of the TVPA, and that they provided Combs with the cash, the lines of credit, the opportunity to do all this. They concealed his alleged misconduct and his crimes. In fact, Jones says that these defendants should have taken a cue when Jeffrey Epstein was prosecuted. They should have known better. So this is a major lawsuit, right? And what Jones is asking for in this lawsuit, after laying all this out, he is looking for a few things. Among other things, he's seeking a court to make a legal determination that the defendants violated New York law. He is looking for damages to compensate him for lost wages, incomes, but also for mental anguish, humiliation, pain and suffering, distress. He's looking for punitive damages, which is a way to punish the defendants. And we've seen those numbers sometimes far exceed compensatory damages. Look at the Alex Jones case. But he's also seeking medical expenses. He's seeking injunctive relief. That's when you have an order for the court to actually stop somebody from doing something. And I said, look, this is a major lawsuit, but obviously the defendants will have an opportunity to respond. This is usually in an answer to a complaint. It's a formal written response where you either admit or deny each statement in the complaint. And look, what I just laid out are allegations, disturbing allegations, but allegations nonetheless. Jones still has to prove this happened. Defendants could assert that this is all made up, or that there is context to all of this, that this is speculation, that the videos, the photos, the screenshots, they really don't show anything. And I also imagine they could argue at trial, we're supposed to believe all these crimes were taking place and Jones didn't report any of it. Could he just be a disgruntled employee? Well, that is why I mentioned before the fear component that Jones brings up. It is so important. The idea that he was threatened, he was afraid to come forward. That's why you hear a lot about this in the lawsuit. And by the way, you also have multiple defendants who may take different actions during the course of this litigation. Possibility of a settlement. You don't want more coming out, especially if Jones claims he actually has videos available proving this alleged misconduct, or through the discovery process, he could unearth these allegedly secret recordings from Combs's homes that he allegedly has. Now, Combs's attorney, Sean Hawley, released a statement calling Jones a liar and that he, quote, is shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. His reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. Goes on to state, quote, we have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate actions against those who make them. Now, as this civil case wraps itself up, something just to think about. As you can tell, there are criminal aspects to these allegations. But we know that the standard of proof is higher in criminal cases. It's proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So even if Jones could prove this in civil court, all you need to show is preponderance of the evidence that more likely than not these things occurred. It doesn't mean that prosecutors would immediately take up these cases against Combs and these defendants. And also there are other considerations like the statute of limitations. Would you even prosecute these crimes? Are they too old? Okay, that was a lot to get through.
Dang.
Thank you so much for joining us here on this episode of Sidebar. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. Speak to you next time.
Shout out to Law and Crime, dog. Shout out to Law and Crime. They summed that motherfucker up real good. Yeah, this is a federal lawsuit. I never knew that you could file a lawsuit like this is RICO. Like he's filing a civil suit under the RICO. I never knew that. I'm not an attorney or nothing like that, but this is what this is. He alleged that they wire fraud, things of that nature, ran a criminal organization, and the lawyer put all this together now. But I will say this: they put this motherfucker together good, boy. Whoever his attorneys is, they put this thing together good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and it's all spurred from the Cassie lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? But just think now, they painted a very vivid picture of these executives, Puffy and a host of others, um, that ran this organization, Bad Boy, Universal, Love, and all of these entities in order to sexually exploit underage people and people who they chose to exploit. Um, and also they enrich themselves off of these people. You know what I mean, bro? Just think about this, bro. Just think about this. Just think about this. You got somebody that's a talented artist. They coming into the music industry, male or female, because these dudes like men and women. And you got these big people like Puffy preying on them. You know what I mean? Not only are they ravishing them and having their way with them sexually, grooming them or whatever, but they also taking advantage of them as far as like from their music and their talent. They taking advantage of the artists, they taking advantage of the producers, and they just having their way. They fucking just, bruh, they doing it all, bruh. They fucking, bruh, they using people like fuck, bro. They sucking these people's souls out. You know what I'm saying? Like they using, abusing these people. They robbing them of their publishing. They all of this type of stuff, and they making themselves rich, fucking these people, all type of shit. Now, some of these people are willing participants, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? But others are just people who want their dreams to come true, and they looking at these people like people that can help them with their dream. And these people are looking at their ass like food, like prey. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got you. Now, if you look at R. Kelly's situation, if you look at Puffy's situation, if you look at Jay-Z, what he alleged to have done over the years with various people, Foxy Brown and Mill and all of these other people, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like just Russell Simmons. I forgot which one of them white goddamn executives was in on the shits too. But just look at all of these moguls, these executives, and the allegations that came out about them over the years. It looked like this thing is a fucking conglomerate. It looked like this thing is widespread. Um, People attended Diddy parties. It ain't just like Diddy was at the party with only a few people. It was a bunch of people, celebrities, that continued to frequent Diddy parties. You know what I'm saying? That's because they was indulging in the escapades themselves. We did a video on the Epstein list. Did you see how many politicians, celebrities, uh, uh, um, princes, and well-to-do billionaires and stuff that was on that Epstein list? Now, if you couple that with the music industry, what we know now about them, bro, it's like all of those big time people do this shit. Well, enough of them, not all of them, but enough of them. This is what goes on. You know what I'm saying? In that upper echelon, that 1%, these millionaires, these billionaires, they fucking having freak offs, orgies, sex parties. You know what I'm talking about? Some people willing participants, others are feeling pressured, others are forced, and whatever, whatever. But this is what's going on up there in that world, bro. This is what's going on up there in that world, and it's coming to light now. They saying that Puffy got video of other people at his parties engaging in some of these acts, and I believe it. Will it come out? I bet you. I bet you. If Puffy continue to uh, go down, and people continue to disassociate themselves with him, yeah, I can see Puffy leaking some of this shit out. Hell yeah, I can see him leaking some of this shit out. Right now, what he trying to do? He trying to garner motherfucking help Okay, so y'all gonna not help me while this shit going down? Don't forget, I know what you did last summer. You was at my motherfucking party too. You was at my island too, indulging in the forbidden fruits. Y'all remember? I got video of you too. So you better do what you can do to try to help me out of this situation, or it's gonna come out about you too. Man, this shit crazy. Puffy gonna commit suicide, y'all. Puffy gonna commit suicide. Young Miami gonna sue Puffy to save her reputation. She gonna end up taking the money grab, and Puffy gonna commit suicide. I hope he don't, but hey, bro, this shit crazy, man. But if y'all like this video, man, get in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel about all this shit, man. Replay gang, I know y'all gonna replay this shit. Shout out to Law and Crime. Y'all gonna subscribe to Law and Crime. Law and Crime sum this shit up very, very eloquently. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be covering this shit as going forward because I really see that this shit gonna continue to unfold. It's gonna be a lot of content on this, and I just wanted my people to be caught up on some of the facts surrounding this case. Man, like, share, comment to this video. Chill.